Hey everybody, it's Jim Turk or Jimmy T from BeatMyDisease.com. I hope you've enjoyed the control method. I hope that you got something out of it. I use it all the time. I mean, like, I've learned these things over the course of several years. I've done a lot of research, I've done a lot of trial and error to try to really refine things and figure out what works, and I've tried to share that with you. So hopefully by watching that free video series, you've gotten to accomplish some of those things and feel better as a result. Again, if you know, over the course of 6 months, you're 5% better. In my world, that's huge. If you're 10% or 20% better, that's amazing. Can you imagine if you're 50% better for whatever the case is? I mean, you could have a mental illness, you could be overweight, you could just be looking to increase confidence and get better balance in your life. You might have a physical disease and need to decrease symptoms. This works for all of those things. That's the beauty of it. The other nice thing about it is you don't have to give up any kind of prescriptions that you might have for or medications that you might be taking. Of course, if you're having any or changing anything major or taking on something in your life that you don't normally do, so if you're changing your diet significantly, even though the things I've suggested are much healthier, it's still, if it's a significant change, you might want to consult with a physician before you do it. If you're taking out an exercise program you've never exercised before, you want to consult a physician before doing it. So I mean, this is, I'm not being irresponsible here, this is something you want to make sure to ask around about. But these are all healthy things that everybody should be doing anyway. So this is not anything significant, it's not life-changing, it's not a medication that you're taking. These are really helpful things, and the whole point is that it's really going to increase your physical stamina, your independence. In my world, that's huge. I so desperately don't want to be a burden to my loved ones as I get older. And I want my legacy to be that I was trying hard not to make that happen and I didn't let that rule my life. And that's really what I'm looking to accomplish, and I really want to share that with you. I want you to be able to do that as well. So again, it's not really a matter of having to change your medications. We don't want you to get off any kind of medication unless you're to the point where you don't need it anymore. That'd be awesome. But these are things that you can do at the same time. It's just, it's a fantastic thing, and I really think, I hope that you've seen a huge benefit from it. So there's a much longer program which I want to tell you about as well. So I have an audio program of the whole control zone method where I spend probably at least an hour on each area. So you've gotten a tidbit, a taste in the videos, but I go on at length for each area of the control zone method, and you can really get a lot more from those things, benefit from that. And again, that's stuff that's coming from not only research in the papers and in books, and I've read a lot of both. It's a lot of trial and error on my part, a lot of critical thinking on my part, and I just want to be able to share with you what has worked, what the research says works, what the benefits you'll see are scientifically, and sort of just what I've felt myself in terms of symptom reduction. This isn't unique to MS. To be honest, I don't know, most of what I've looked up anyway, or that I've researched, has nothing to do with MS specifically. It's just about the actual methods themselves and the benefits you see from them. So that control zone method, the audio program, really expands on each area and really gives you a lot to work with, and gives you so much material to work on throughout your life, really. And the beauty of it is it doesn't, you're not talking about increased cost, you're not talking about having to worry about paying a prescription cost from month to month. I mean, this is like, you purchase it one time, you listen to it, and you get a lot out of it, and you can spend as much time or as little time, or again, it's kind of a lifelong endeavor. So I really think that you'll see a huge benefit from that. And in my case, I really look for that to be the legacy I leave for my loved ones, for my kids, I want them to see me as somebody who really kind of took the bull by the horns and wasn't just a sad sack that kind of backed off, sat on his hands when he was faced with a disease, and that they had to take care of the rest of their lives. I don't want to be that person. So I want them to remember me as somebody who really worked on things myself, always was looking to improve my situation, that stayed independent for as long as I could, or as independent as I could, and that really wasn't a burden to them. And that was loving and positive, and didn't always look for somebody to commiserate with and things like that. So that's really what I'm getting at here. Is it's all about legacy. It's about being positive. It's about being more independent. It's about being less of a burden. It's about taking that action on your own. And so I think that you'll see all those things and not have to depend on drug companies. You don't have to depend on being a slave to what the drug companies say and the magic pills that they say that they're going to come out with, and then they never really work out the way you hoped and all that kind of stuff. It's just, that's sales tactics. That's not stuff that, it's of course important for you to get on those things and to see some progress there, but they're also trying to make a sale, so you're not really gonna ever see what was initially promised. And so with this kind of thing, it's about you taking charge, you taking action on your own life and your own symptoms, and making your life better and achieving better balance, leaving that as your legacy. So if you were to look around on the website, you could purchase the program, the Control Zone Audio program, for $297. That's a steal. Again, it's roughly an hour in each area. So that's a lot of time spent. It would take you a long time to get through that stuff anyway. I wouldn't recommend going through it all in a day or in a week even. Just one thing at a time, and really see how much of that improvement you make there, and then move on to the next thing. Just do it one at a time, baby steps. But in this case, since you're just finishing up with this video series, I am giving you a special deal, and if you click on the buy now link below, you can actually purchase the program, the Control Zone audio program, for $197. So it's $100 off, $197 through the end of the month. Okay, so I would really encourage you to do that. Again, that's a huge discount. It's going to make a huge difference in your life, and it's kind of a one-time deal. It's not something you have to keep buying every month. You don't have to worry about the prices going up of prescription costs and things like that. I can tell you that, one of the big things that we measure in my world is MRIs. We look at MRIs and look at scar tissue and things like that, and how things are progressing. I can tell you that according to MRIs, I've been stable for a number of years, and I attribute that almost entirely to the Control Zone method. And I'm not just saying that. This stuff is, I didn't take it on with the intention of selling it or making a quick buck or anything like that. I took this on because I wanted to take control of my life. That was the whole objective. And so I've done that, and I've practiced this stuff religiously, and it's made a huge difference in my life. So the other thing I often talk about when I'm giving public talks and speeches, whatever, is the fact that you've probably detected at certain times it's hard for me to say certain things, and that certainly depends on how warm I am or how tired I am. But if you were to listen to me maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was hard for me to enunciate anything. It was really hard for me to speak. And I've been able to overcome that. And this wasn't just a real quick thing. This was over the course, I want to say, there's probably a couple of years there was really, really difficult for me to enunciate well, things like that. Through the use of this program, and I didn't think of it as a program at the time. Again, I was just looking at each individual thing and studying hard about what would make a big difference in my life. I was able to gain my speech or get it back, which was, I can't tell you how major communication in and of itself is. I mean, that's just a big, big thing. And I'm really proud of that, and I'm really happy to be that person. So I want to share that with you. You know, for me, it was speech. My next big move is my gait, my walking. You know, my legs are not really good, but again, because of how much attention I pay to things and how hard I work at this stuff, I can guarantee you that I would have been practically immobile even a few years ago. But through my continued use and time and priority for all the things we talk about in the control zone method, it's made a huge, huge difference in my life. I am continuously amazed by it, and I stay on top of it. I use it all the time. So again, I want you to be able to do that as well. Make that be your legacy. Take the bull by the horns. It's time for you to take action. So again, you can purchase the Control Zone here, the audio program, for $197. So click the Buy Now button below, and that's $100 off, which you'd find anywhere else on the website. And so take advantage through the end of the month. You'll see that for $197. So I would take advantage of that and see what you can do. I mean, this is really about being customizable. You can make this work for you however you need to do it. Focus on any area you think requires more attention, and then just slowly add the other things in, and I think you'll find again that they'll build on each other. It's really it's an amazing thing. I couldn't be more excited about it, obviously. So I appreciate it. I will let you go. I really appreciate you taking the time. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email, and I'd be happy to respond. So thanks a lot. Take it easy.